welcome to Nugg Talk.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Nugg Talk, a weekly podcast where we talk about everything going on in the NBA, and more specifically, everything going on with your Denver Nuggets. I'm your host, Loki, here once again with Phil. He's frozen, but he's here.
I am frozen. Just walked in the door.
You're not supposed to talk, you fucking...
Oh, sorry. I'm frozen.
You're terrible at bits. Anyways, we're ready to talk. It's going to be a very long podcast. Exciting things coming up. Trade deadline is on Thursday. We're recording as of Monday right now. No huge trades have really gone down. We'll talk about maybe some of them that have happened already, but definitely going to get into all of that. But before we start with that, we're going to definitely start off with some NBA news, Nugget-related news. First, we'll start off with the All-Star reserves. Nikola Jokic has now made it to his second All-Star appearance. What do you think, Phil? Well-deserved?
Very well-deserved.
I also agree. He's there. He's there with some other players. Rudy Gobert has made it. Donovan Mitchell made it. Damian Lillard made it. Chris Paul made it. And Brandon Ingram, who I think very well-deserved, made it.
For sure.
Those are the guys in the West. In the East, the reserves were Jimmy Butler, obviously, because he should have started if he actually was a shooting guard instead of a small forward. Ben Simmons made it. Kyle Lowry made it. Chris Middleton, Domantas Sabonis, Jason Tatum, and Bam Adebayo. I think for the most part, they're all all-star caliber players. Yeah. But there definitely was some snubs. Who do you think got snubbed in the West? We'll start off with that.
I'd say Karl Anthony Towns might have gotten a little bit of snubbed. I think he was kind of considered a lock at the beginning of the season. He's putting up numbers, but I guess he is not really winning. Devin Booker, too, but it also kind of depends on whether you think you should be rewarded for your team's success or not. So
who do you think they should got in for then?
I say Devin Booker over Donovan Mitchell. And then I guess Cat over Gobert, but also I think Gobert deserved it, so maybe not so much Cat.
For Wes, I agree. I think, for at least on one part, I do think Devin Booker got snubbed, as we'll get into it. But him and Bradley Beal are the only players to average 27 points and not make the All-Star game in the history, and they both did this year, which is funny. Devin Booker, I definitely think got snubbed because I don't think the All-Star game takes in team success at all. I mean, you can obviously see that by the fact that Trae Young is in the game. Some other players whose teams aren't doing that well. Damian Lillard, his team's not doing great. I mean, they're in contention for the playoffs, but they're not doing great. Brandon Ingram. There's a lot of players whose teams aren't great, and they're still in this game. So I think Devin Booker should have made it, and I definitely think he should have made it over Donovan Mitchell. He has better stats in every way. I think he's a better player. I think Donovan Mitchell just got in because he's a bigger name. He's easier to brand, things like that, and they wanted to put him in with Rudy Gobert. So I definitely think that Donovan Mitchell did not deserve it at all. And we'll get into it once we talk about our game against the Jazz of why.
Yeah, makes sense.
But if you watch the game, you know why. And then for East All-Stars, who do you think got snubbed and should have made it? Or do you think anyone got snubbed?
Let's see. Let me pull them up. Yeah, I'd say Beal kind of got snubbed. I don't really necessarily think there's anyone who I definitely don't think should have made it. Maybe Chris Middleton, but I think he's kind of does a lot for that team. So
yeah. I think Bradley Beal got snubbed, and I think Chris Middleton shouldn't have made it. It's not like it's a huge difference in stats. Chris Middleton's definitely an all-star caliber player, like fringe. He's on there. Mm-hmm. But I really think he just got the boost because the Bucks are doing so well, and because he's teammates with one of the captains.
Yep.
I think that helped out a ton in the coach's decision making. But also, I think Bradley Beal definitely deserves it because I do think his stats are inflated, as well as with Devin Booker's. I think both of their stats are inflated, but they're still putting up those numbers, so I think you should reward them.
Yeah, they should be rewarded for being the only bright spot on those teams.
Yeah, because if you take them off of those teams suck.
Yeah.
They're probably two very low lottery teams, and right now they're both lottery teams, but not that low. So Yeah, I think Bradley Beal got snubbed. And then actually hopping back on your point for if Karl Anthony Towns got snubbed, I don't think he did. Mainly because when he was out, they were like top 5 in defensive efficiency rating. When he came back, they're bottom 5.
Yeah.
So if you're going to make an argument that he should be in it because he's better offensively than Gobert, sure. And if you want to make an argument that he should be in it because he's better defensively than Jokic, you're wrong because Jokic is better defensively based on defensive rating.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think he should have made it because Gobert's been popping off this season.
Yeah.
Better year.
If I had to choose, I would say if I had to choose, then yeah, that's fair. It's weird. Front court, it's just weird. There's
no centers anymore, so it's hard. Like, it's not just designate centers. Like, it's very lucky that centers get in the league. They did this because early on when it was just Dwight Howard and Andrew Bynum were the only centers in the league, they were like, okay, well, we can't just have these 2 guys and then 2 scrubs because it'd always be like some random people like Joakim Noah, who wasn't a scrub at the time, but like he wasn't an all-star caliber player if it wasn't for the position. So that's why they changed it to 2 guards, 3 forwards, and they count centers as forwards. But I mean, it's worked out for the most part. Jokic made it, and that's all we're happy about. Yeah. So
you'd like to think that Jokic would make it, like no matter what, I guess.
I mean, he was kind of probably fringe this year just because of the poor start he had.
Yeah.
But he popped off as a late, so that helped a lot. Who do you think will pick him, LeBron or Giannis?
I hope LeBron does. I hope the teams look different. I'm a little worried that some of them are gonna have I'm sure Giannis is gonna pick Middleton with the first pick, and I'm sure LeBron's gonna pick Anthony Davis with his first pick, sort of thing. So yeah, I hope LeBron does just kind of switch it up. But yeah.
We'll see what happens. I do think Giannis will pick Middleton with his first reserve pick, and I do think LeBron's going to pick Anthony Davis with his first starter pick. I think Giannis is just going to pick all the international players.
Yeah, I think that's possible, which is why I would like them to switch it up a little bit, but I don't really see it happening.
I think it's literally going to be like Team USA versus Team World. It's going to be the same thing as the Rising Stars Challenge, which we're going to get to, people. I know a lot of people are frustrated about that one, and we're going to talk about it. Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for the game. It's going to be fun. It's the 69th NBA All-Star game.
Wow.
This is the legendary one.
That's crazy.
But also, I think everyone's, again, they're deserving of being an all-star. I do think there were some snubs, but I do think everyone, for the most part, is deserving, except for Donovan Mitchell. I don't care if Utah fans listen to this.
Yeah.
But now we can go on to the next thing, and we can talk about the Rising Stars Challenge, which is now, instead of rookie sophomore, a couple years, they changed it to Team World versus Team USA, which at the time I would agree made sense because there was a lot of international players who are trying to grow it and everything like that. But as of late, a lot of international players have been kind of falling off. But do you want to talk about why this is pissing off all Nuggets fans?
It is complete bullshit that MPJ did not get in this game, especially considering that Zion Williamson did. MPJ hasn't played a ton this year, but he's played more than Zion, and he still got snubbed. And when MPJ's played, he's played well. And like, even if you say Zion isn't deserving, there's a bunch of other guys who I think weren't as deserving as MPJ. Like, MPJ just shows the kind of talent he has. You can make an argument that he has top 3 talent among this rookie class.
Some people have made that argument, not us, even other people. I mean, we've talked about it too, but like, other people agree with us on that. So.
Yeah. So I think it was a pretty sizable snub, but I think he's gonna take some exception to that and hopefully let it drive him for next year and so on.
Well, he talked about it, and he said he's obviously upset about it. He thinks he should have been in it. Malone said he thinks he should have been in it. He was like, if he's not Rising All-Star, who is? Or Rising Star, who is? Which is a good point. But MPJ also said, like, he'd rather be in the playoffs, so he doesn't care, and he's going to be in the playoffs, so he's happy with that because that's a game that matters, which is true. It is kind of a slight. It's not as big as a slight as maybe Jackson Hayes took.
Yeah, apparently.
You should not tell the NBA to give you fellatio. MPJ, I definitely think he got snubbed, and it's dumb. He can be as, mature about it as he wants. It's some BS. He should have totally made it.
I think what they should do is, like, switch it up a little bit. like, it's kind of the same situation with the center situation for the All-Star game. Like, no disrespect to Mo Wagner, but is MPJ better than Mo Wagner? Absolutely.
But Mo Wagner made it because he's on the world.
Exactly. And I think they were just kind of like, oh, there's a lot of USA players, but there's not many worlds, so let's just throw it to this guy from Germany or etc. I think that they could have made it. They could also make this into some sort of like draft. It doesn't have to be like this formal thing. They could just be like, all right, like Luka and let's be real, Luka and Trey, 2 starters in the All-Star game who are also in this game. You guys are the captains. Pick your teams. Right there before the game starts.
Yeah, I
know that wouldn't be great with jerseys or whatever, but still.
I mean, either way, I think they should get rid of this World USA thing. It was good for a while it lasted because at a point there was a lot of international players. Right now there isn't that many. There's more definitely American rookies who are better and sophomores who are better. I think they should go back to the rookie-sophomore situation because it just gives more opportunity. Because MPJ is not the only person who missed out this game because of this stupid format that's now kind of outdated. MPJ missed it, and he definitely deserved it, and I'll get into why. But other people who missed it, Terrence Davis, who used to be on our team during Summer League, now with the Toronto Raptors, he's popping off. He just had 30 the other night for the Raptors, hasn't missed a game, been playing super well. Matisse Thybulle, another good player who's playing for the Sixers, also really good rookie, good 3-and-D guy. He's been playing exceptional. These guys missed out because they're American players, and they missed out. So, they couldn't make it over Shvee or Wagner or Okoye. Everyone else, I think, on the world team kind of deserves it.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys aren't bad players. It's just I could name like 6 or 7 who I think MPJ is better than.
Well, obviously, yes, MPJ is better than all of them. The issue that I think people took into a lot of this when I want to discuss it and why I think he did get snubbed is a lot of people just looked at his minutes and his stats. MPJ is, out of most of these players, averaging way less minutes because he's on a good team. We also didn't play him that much at the beginning of the year. He's averaging 14 minutes and like 8 points and like 5 rebounds, 4 rebounds, something along those lines. Everyone else is playing, nearly 20 to 30 minutes on this for the most part. There's some players who aren't, but for the most part they are. The 2 people who I think, even though it's in this format that he should have made it over, is one, definitely Zion. As we talked about, Zion's only played 3 fucking games. They only gave it to him because he is Zion.
Yeah, because his name is Zion Williamson.
And they wanted people to watch, so that's why they did it. But one player I really think was disrespectful that they gave it to over MPJ was PJ Washington. Now, PJ Washington plays about 30-ish minutes. He starts, I think, for the Hornets. He gets like 8-ish, 10-ish points a game here or there. Mm-hmm. He's not a bad player by any stretch of the means, but if you compare his actual stats in like about 30 minutes to compare to MPJ's per 36 minutes stats, MPJ is averaging 20 and 10 in 36 minutes if he actually played 36 minutes based on like their analytics and shit. So you can't take too much weight into it, but that's what he would be averaging if he was playing 36 minutes. That means he deserves to be in this fucking game.
Absolutely.
It was definitely some bullshit. I don't think PJ Washington should have made it. No disrespect to him, but I just generally don't think he should have made it over MPJ. Everyone else, sure, I can agree with. I think Trae Young, obviously, Pascal has had a good season. Kendrick Nunn's been really good. Ja, obviously, Rookie of the Year. Jaren Jackson, again, really good. Tyler Hero, been good. Devontae Graham, good. Wendell Carter Jr. is iffy. And Miles Bridges is also kind of iffy, but they still had better stats than MPJ just because MPJ doesn't play that much.
Yeah, exactly.
So. But I think it's bullshit.
It doesn't make much sense to me. Even like the way we just kind of talked through it, it just makes 0 sense that he didn't get in this game. Wendell Carter Jr. is injured. I don't know if they already announced his replacement or not.
They haven't. So there's a chance that he can make it. But maybe Wendell Carter Jr. comes back in time for this. Who knows? I don't know the extent of his injury. I didn't look it up. I don't care for someone who's not on my team.
Yeah.
I generally think even if he doesn't make it, they'll probably give it to like Terrence Davis. But that one I'm okay with because Terrence Davis is playing well. But as much as like I want MPJ to make this, I think he definitely should have. They just got to change the format. The format's outdated. I don't think that many people are actually going to watch this. and I think that's what's going to help them change it because they're always trying to find ways to make people watch All-Star Weekend because people aren't really watching as much as they used to.
And who's to say that Zion's actually going to play in this game, too?
He will play in this game because it's not that serious.
Yeah, I guess it's true.
No one plays defense, so he's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
But everyone in the comments are saying no MPJ, no MPJ, no MPJ on their Instagram post for this. Vanderbilt said MPJ snubbed. Torrey Craig said they tripping, tagged MPJ in it. The guys are backing him up. Everyone's on his back. But like you said, hopefully, he uses this to help grow and help his development to become even better than he is, even though he's sidelined at the moment, which we'll get into eventually. But any last thoughts on Rising Stars bullshit?
No, it's bullshit.
All right. And then next thing we can talk about for All-Star, just real quick, is dunk contest contestants for the most part have been picked out. There's 4. I think there's one more that can get in. It's Aaron Gordon, Dwight Howard, Derek Jones Jr., fucking Robert Covington for Milwaukee, who got blocked by Jeremy Grant when he tried to dunk, so I don't know why it's going in this. Who do you think is going to win, real quick?
I'm going to say Aaron Gordon.
I'm going to go with Derek Jones Jr., but we'll see. If Dwight Howard won it, it would be kind of cool because, I mean, he's usually fun in this dunk contest.
He'll probably think of something pretty interesting to do.
But yeah, we'll see. So we just wanted to give our thoughts on that. And now we can get into all of the trade talks. So there's a lot of players for us to talk about where we think they will go or like most likely situation to happen. Some of them kind of like coincide with each other. First thing that probably is going to like coincide with each other is going to be D'Angelo Russell and Robert Covington. So the Timberwolves are desperate. They really know that Karl Anthony Towns wants to fucking leave Minnesota probably because that team is not good. So they call every single day, probably 5 times a day, not an actual source, just I'm assuming, probably begging and pleading for the Warriors to give them D'Angelo Russell to make Karl Anthony Towns happy because they're best friends. They probably included Covington, and I heard they even included Wiggins in a trade.
Wow. That's kind of surprising.
They really fucking want D'Angelo Russell. What do you think's the likelihood that goes through?
Not
going to happen?
No, I don't think Covington and Wiggins is enough for D'Angelo. I personally think Wiggins is extremely overrated, but
I mean, most people do. I feel but
yeah, I mean, I just don't see why the Warriors would want those guys. I think they would more be in the hunt for picks at the moment.
Well, the reason is because they still have their pick this year, and they're most likely going to pick a guard because most of the top players are guards. Unless they get the first pick, then they'll get that Wiseman kid who got suspended for Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
He's a forward. But everyone else, LaMelo, Cole Anthony, all the other top players are mainly guards. So I think that's why they're just realizing they're not going to have space for D'Angelo when Clay and Steph come back. They just opened them up to trade talks. But would you be scared if D'Angelo Russell somehow went to the Timberwolves?
Not really.
He does fuck us sometimes.
It would definitely make things more interesting, but I think we still have more talent than they do. I think we still have the best player. So, yeah, I mean, it would make things harder for sure, and I prefer that he doesn't go there, but I wouldn't necessarily say it scares me or anything.
All right. Well, then we'll get into just Covington in general. I mean, the Timberwolves are still trying to trade him because
on D'Angelo, actually, it also got reported that the Knicks are going to pursue him too.
Yeah, the Knicks want any point guard.
Yeah, the Knicks are going to go after everybody.
They're trying to get rid of Dennis Smith Jr., which is they keep getting rid of their young players. Like at least use them. But back to Covington. Covington is going to get traded no matter what. It seems they're wanting 2 first-round picks for him, which is insane. They're not going to get that. Main people who want him are the Rockets and the Sixers. So do you think he goes to either of those teams? And if he goes to the Rockets, if you think he'll go there, would you be scared of him?
If he goes to the Rockets, I would, yes, be scared. Rockets are already scary. So if they get better, that's scary. I also saw that Capella was in trade talks.
Yes, and we'll talk about that too. But that's probably going to be involved in this.
Yeah. Sixers would make that team way better. I'm kind of confused why they got rid of him in the first place. So
they got rid of him to get Jimmy Butler.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's what they did.
Okay.
And then lost him. So they did do it for the right reasons, but they just couldn't hold on to Jimmy Butler. And then, yes, you mentioned Capella is available in trade talks. He is. They announced that yesterday while J-Lo and Shakira were shaking their booties.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Woj dropped that bomb. He's been in trade talks like every year, though. Apparently, Eastern Conference teams mainly want him, the Celtics, the Hawks. But it's reported that if the Rockets really just want a wing player and then a center who's not as good as Capella, but serviceable. So it seems like they're trying to get rid of Capella so they can get pieces to get Covington and a center. But where do you think Capella's going to get moved?
No, I don't. To be honest, I feel like it's unless they can find like the perfect trade. I feel like the risk there is a little too much because he's just such a solid player.
He is, but he can't shoot.
Yeah, he can't
shoot.
shoot
Them probably.
Like, I'm just like thinking about it. Like
he fucks us every time.
Yeah, I just can't think about what they could get for Capella that would.
They want Covington. That's the main thing. They really fucking want Covington. So apparently that's what they're going to try to do is trade him, get pieces to get Covington in the center.
It's going to be complicated.
I don't think it will happen.
Yeah, I doubt it.
But I would really like Capella to be off the Rockets because I would feel a lot better because then Jokic wouldn't have to worry as much.
I would love for Capella to be in the Eastern Conference. That would be cool.
If any team is going to trade for him, I think it's the Celtics. However, I still think it's very unlikely. And then next, so we talked about Capella, Russell, Covington. Next, we can talk about D. Rose. He said he wants to stay in Detroit, but he also said he understands it's a business. And whatever happens, happens. It's happened to him before. He doesn't care, but he'd rather stay in Detroit because he likes playing for Dwayne Casey in that organization. Where do you think he's going? Obviously, Lakers are a possibility, but any team that really needs a point guard could take him.
Unless the Lakers give up Kuzma, I don't think he's going to the Lakers. Yeah, I could see the Lakers. I could even see Timberwolves, have him go back there because he played there for a little bit, didn't he?
Yeah. Derrick Rose, he played there for a little bit.
Because they need a point guard as always. I could see. I actually could see the Mavericks also going after him.
They were interested in him, I think, earlier in the year.
Another ball handler that's not named Luka. And I think that also could extend to like. I guess the Clippers, but not really.
I think it's Lakers or nothing.
Yeah, I'm just what I was gonna say is like I think he's going to the Lakers. To be honest,
I don't think he'll actually end up going just because I don't think Detroit's gonna do it.
Yeah, I don't think that the Lakers want to give up Kuzma either. So
I mean, they are looking to trade Kuzma, which we were gonna get into. But I just think Derrick Rose, the only place that really makes a ton of sense for him is LA because he has played with LeBron previously in Cleveland. They're still in good relationships, even though the first go didn't work out really well. And they do need a backup playmaker, and both the Clippers and the Lakers are trying really hard to get one extra piece to kind of push them the next step. So I really, if you're a Nuggets fan, you really hope that doesn't fucking happen. I mean, already, I think it's confirmed the Lakers are going to win because of what happened last week.
Yeah, I think they're going to I don't think LeBron's going to let anything else happen, but they win the finals. So.
But let's hope that they don't get Derrick Rose to even help their case. But I do think if it happens, it would have to be around like Kyle Kuzma and Rajon Rondo. But I don't think they would want Kuzma. I don't think he's shown enough this year to show that he's worth investing your future on.
Yeah.
Unless they're willing to give up a lot of picks, but they've already gave up a lot of picks. I don't know if they'd be willing to give up any more picks since they already gave basically most of them to New Orleans. So I think Derrick Rose stays pat. But Kuzma is still on the block. There was a report that they contacted Cleveland about possibly doing Kevin Love for Kyle Kuzma and Dwight Howard.
You can just tell LeBron running the show.
Yeah, so like they want that, but I don't think that's going to happen either because it doesn't make any sense. Why would they get Kyle Kuzma and Dwight Howard?
Yeah, I don't think the Lakers are actually going to make a trade despite their efforts. But I guess it's possible.
The other thing is Kuzma. The Kings really want fucking Kuzma because Luke Walton likes Kuzma, and they've offered Belizia, I think.
They offered Belizia, or did they offer Bogdan?
Either Belizia or Bogdan, one of the two. Either way, but the Kings will keep trying to reach out to him. I do think Kyle Kuzma is going to go to the Kings, and I do think they'll get Bogdan or something.
If they trade them Bogdan, that's scary.
So I do think they're going to get that at least because Kyle Kuzma fucked up, and
the Hornets are also trying to trade for Bogdan. out of.
Yeah, but the Hornets tried to trade for Marcus Gasol, and they don't do shit. The Hornets never do anything.
That's true.
But I do think I think Kyle Kuzma is going to go to Sacramento because Luke Walton really fucking loves Kyle Kuzma. And also because Kyle Kuzma is an idiot, and he said LeBron sucks on Twitter with his trainer. So I think no matter what, he's gone.
Yeah.
But then
Hopefully that lowers his trade value a bit.
I mean, it might. I definitely don't think his trade value is really high right now because he's not playing super well.
Yeah. He can't. I think the plan was for him to start on this team.
Yeah, it was supposed to come back from injury and start, but he never came back the same way, and he's never found his groove, really. He had, like, a couple good games here or there, but...
Yeah, nothing really great.
They really regret trading Brandon Ingram, probably.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
And then next guy we can talk about is the guy we played recently. Fucked us up. Andre Drummond's still on the trade block. My only thing is I think the Celtics, because the Celtics, again, really want a fucking center.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know anywhere else that he could go. I think the Knicks are interested too, but
I could actually see potentially the Raptors going for him. I don't know what they would give up, but I think they are getting old at the center position. I think they probably would like to get a little younger.
Yeah, Marcus Hall is a free agent after this year. Serge is a free agent after this year.
So it would be interesting if they decide to consolidate some of that value, especially because they are largely overachieving for most people's expectations, so they might as well make a push. I doubt that would get them over Milwaukee, but it'd probably get them above everybody else pretty handily. So
yeah, they could try. I definitely think that's a team. Celtics are a team. I think the Bucks reached out, but that didn't make sense to me. I don't think that was real. That might have been a fake thing that I saw, but I don't know. I don't think he's gonna move though. I just don't think his contract's too hard to move. I don't expect him really to move that much. What do you think? Do you think he'll move?
I don't think he's going to get traded either. I think it's too big, and I also just like Detroit. That's like a theme with Detroit. I think we're kind of covering is like I just don't think they don't make many trades. They traded for Blake, but
I just don't
it didn't work out well for them.
They're at a point where they're not shitty and they're not good.
That's my thing. If you're going to trade Drummond or Rose, then you got to trade Drummond, Rose.
Well,
Griffin.
you gotta sell the whole house.
Get rid of everybody. Completely start over. I don't see the point in just trading one.
Yeah, and I don't think they're gonna do that. But I mean, some people, they have done that and they're looking into that. But I just don't think Drummond's gonna move at all. And then we can talk about some teams in our division with players who are up for trade. We can already talk about what Portland did. Portland already traded for Trevor Ariza, which has helped them immensely. Also, Damian Lillard basically scoring 50 every night has also helped them immensely.
Yeah, exactly.
He's popping off.
More like that.
And we have to deal with that soon, and we'll talk about that too. But the other team in our division, the Thunder, basically everyone who's not named Chris Paul or Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's on the trade block. Schroeder's on the trade block. Steven Adams is on the trade block. Danilo Gallinari is on the trade block. They're all available. It doesn't mean they're going to get traded, but they could get traded. I think Danilo will get traded to the Heat. I think the Heat are going to try to get Danilo.
I could see that too. I could again see the Raptors trading for him. Yeah.
The Knicks want Dennis Schroeder. They want him. Then they'll probably give up Dennis Smith Jr.
I also could see the Rockets trading for Gallo too.
Yeah. There's a lot of teams that could get Gallo. Steven Adams is on the block. I don't think he's going to get traded, but if he does, Nuggets, just, give him a call. Give him a little shot. Be like, hey, you like Mason Plumlee? Do you like Malik? Yeah, maybe he'll come off the bench. We can force him to.
Steven Adams?
Yeah.
I would. That would be amazing.
Imagine how much better our team would be, because he can pass. He can do everything Mason Plumlee can do, but he can also shoot at least a little bit.
He can shoot a little bit, and he's also way better. Just in general, he's a way better defender.
So just give him a call, just reach out a little bit. Just say, hey, what's up? How you doing? Sam Presti, come on.
Yeah.
We did you a solid.
I will give you Malik, Plumlee,
Juancho,
first round pick. Shit, I'll give you Monte.
Yeah, the backup center, I don't know about Monte, but a backup center would help out a lot.
I mean,
like an actual valuable one, even though we do miss Mason as of right now. But, I still hate that guy. Other center who's on the trade block, who I also want the Nuggets, just to give him a call, just so you reach out to say, hey, what's up? Tristan Thompson became available today. Fucking finally. I called it a while ago. They held out all the way till now. So he's available. I think definitely Raptors is an option.
Yeah.
Celtics is an option. Knicks is an option. And hopefully if we call us.
I think he's a more
Lakers are an option.
Yeah, obviously. He's a more reasonable get for the Nuggets than Steven Adams, obviously, because I'd say he is a borderline starter, but you could definitely say he should come off the bench too.
Yeah, if he's fat, off the bench. If he's skinny, he's a starter.
And I also think he'd be way cheaper than Steven Adams.
Yeah.
Like Plumlee and Malik could get that done.
Probably, yeah. So he's available now. Do you think either him or Steven Adams or any of the other well, you already talked about the other two Thunder players.
I think it's likely that like one of Gallo. I would say Gallo's definitely going to get traded, and I'd say one of Schroeder and Adams is going to get traded, but not all three. And who was the other? Oh, Tristan Thompson, I think is going to get traded for sure. I also think Kevin Love is going to get traded.
I don't think Kevin Love will get traded. His contract's too fucking stupid.
Oh, yeah, his contract sucks. Just he really wants out. So.
His contract's insanely stupid. No one's going to do that unless it's LeBron. So unless he goes to LA, there's not happening.
Maybe the Knicks will get him.
Okay, that's a possibility too because they're stupid. But I think for Steven Adams, I don't think he gets traded. Tristan Thompson, I could see him go to the Celtics. I do think 100% Gallo is going to go to the Heat. I have a very strong feeling Gallo might go to the Heat. So we can see how that goes. And that's most of the players that we needed to talk about. There's still two left. Next one is the conundrum of all the trade. It's either he's getting traded or he's getting bought out. He has not played all year. He's on the Grizzlies. Andre Iguodala is still in the league.
This is all about Andre Iguodala.
I mean, yeah, man, he's still in the league. Who knows what could happen?
One of our basketball friends is ranting to me about Andre Iguodala right now through text messages. It's a weird situation. I don't know why he doesn't just try and get bought out. He's just like, trade me or I'm not going to play.
They basically are just hardballing him the whole year. They were like, fuck you. We don't give a shit what you say.
Yeah.
They apparently offered him to Milwaukee for a first-round pick. The Milwaukee obviously said no, which I don't get why. But he's either going to get traded or he's going to get fucking bought out and go to the Clippers or Lakers. So let's hope he gets traded.
Yeah.
Possibilities for him to get traded. We were in talks before for it long time ago. Lakers.
Would you want that to happen? Would you want Iggy?
Yeah.
I'd take him back, but I guess it depends on for what. I'm not
I'd
giving
take
him
him
a first
back
round pick.
if it's just like Gary. Gary's been kind of bad.
Oh, like trade Gary for him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's just Gary, because we could make a push with Iguodala, but I mean there are some hard feelings. Some people would not do that. I still love Gary. I don't think we should give up on him yet, but
we should get into that too. Do you want to get into that now, or
we have one more person, and then we'll get into it. There's one more person who will actually very heavily go into that. But yeah, I don't think he's gonna get traded. I think he'll get bought out and go to the Clippers. Where do you think he's gonna go?
I think he's gonna get bought out and go to the Lakers.
All right, we'll see where he goes.
So we're not too far out.
Yeah. And then now who we'll talk about is the guy who it was announced today we're trying heavily to get, again in trade talks, even though Pelicans are trying to make the playoffs. Jrue Holiday is available.
Are we really pursuing
We're trying really hard to get him, apparently. Which means to me, Gary is now available. He's in that He's definitely in that talk. Mm-hmm. Gary, Malik, and probably Juancho are included in this.
What do you do if you trade Gary and Malik? Who's your backup two?
Backup two, MPJ.
Who's your backup three? Torrey Craig, and then
Torrey Craig.
I guess MPJ.
Switch him.
MPJ.
Torrey Craig's been playing really well as of late.
That's true. Yeah, Torrey Craig can play 2, 3, and 4. I mean, MPJ can play 2, 3, and 4. So
yeah,
yeah, I can live with that.
I don't want to give up on Gary yet, but I mean, 2 years ago, the guy was looking like one of the best upcoming two-way players in the league, averaging 18 points. Now he's barely at 10. Mm-hmm. He's injured all the time.
Can't shoot.
It's looking tough for him.
And I still
believe in my boy, but it's looking tough.
If we don't trade him for Jrue Holiday, I would like to keep him. Yes. But if we trade him for Jrue Holiday, then bye. I'm sorry, but
I think that's why we're reaching out to Jrue Holiday now. It's a possibility.
Yeah, I think that would be a fantastic trade. I think it would really fit. At first I was kind of cold on it, but I think it was also just because I also didn't want to trade anybody because I wanted to keep them together. But I think now we're getting to a point where like we kind of are starting to see what we may have in MPJ, so we can afford to
give up people
to get.
And Malik's been popping off.
Some surrounding, yeah.
If we somehow keep Malik in that, I doubt we would.
I mean, if we can keep Malik and we dump Gary's salary, there's a chance we could sign Malik. Still unlikely, but it would be an interesting thing. Granted, I think the only way we keep Malik is if we sign him to start him, and if we have Jrue Holiday, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. It's a possibility. Jrue Holiday is a great defender. He plays shooting guard now because he can't be a point guard. He ISOs and shoots, and he can just get open shots and stuff like that. He's been great this year. I wouldn't be against it. I know Gary would be involved in this trade if it happened, and I would very much miss Gary Harris. I don't want to give up on him this year. If he's bad again next year or he's still injury prone next year, then I would definitely say we should look into options to get rid of him. But as of right now, I still want to give him one more year because, hey, we wanted to give up on Will Barton last year.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Exactly.
So, I don't think Gary's ever been 100% in a very, very, very long time.
Hopefully Gary can stay healthy for the rest of the season and really get healthy for the playoffs, and then we can maybe see some healthy Gary Harris again, because that's kind of what we were getting in the playoffs last year.
Yeah, we just need him to be healthy. I don't think he's been 100% for a while. But if we do trade for Jrue Holiday, I'd be super down for it. I definitely do think it would help us at least for sure this year in the playoffs. It would make us very much able to, go out there and play well, play defensively, switch, 1 through 5, and he can score too. And he's more consistent of a scorer than Gary Harris is right now, and he's definitely more consistent than Torrey Craig, even though Torrey Craig's been playing amazingly. Also, haha, fuck you. I told you Torrey Craig is good.
Well, I'm fine with Torrey Craig being on this team. I just don't want him to get minutes over MPJ.
Okay, well, we're not there yet for MPJ to start. We're getting there. We're getting very close to there. But yeah, so that's one option. Do you think it will happen?
No.
I say no too.
I wish.
think we're going to try, though, really hard. But I don't think they're going to say yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing. That's the issue, is that the people we would give up haven't exactly been great this year.
I also know they would probably ask for Jamal. That's probably what they're asking for to start off, to, bargain. And then they're like, okay, we'll go down to, what we actually think we can get.
I don't think we can get it done without giving up Jamal or MPJ, and I don't think we're going to give up either of them. So
yeah. I mean, if they're willing to take Juancho, and Malik and Gary, then it's possible, but I really don't think otherwise. Something a fan has suggested on a couple episodes ago for who we should target was Davis Bertans.
Yeah, Davis Bertans.
Davis Bertans. To get that done, it's not that hard. It'd just be Juancho and Malik, really, just straight up for the most part. Probably some cast considerations here or there too, and a pick or something. But that's an option too. I don't think it's as much a necessary option because he's a power forward.
Yeah, we're pretty deep at the 4.
And MPJ can play 4. Jeremy's been exceptional at the 4 as of late. We're, got Paul Millsap hopefully coming eventually. We got guys who can play the 4, so I don't think that one's as necessary. But I do like the idea to add more shooting because we don't have a guy who's just knocked down. He's going to make it every time. Closest thing is probably Jokic.
Kind of MPJ.
Kind of Jeremy. It used to be Paul. Paul was really good before the injury. Who knows if he's still good? He might not be good at threes anymore once he comes back. But he was fucking balling before he got out of there. Will Barton, also pretty good at 3, but no one's spot down, I'm going to knock it down every time. He would be that guy for the most part. So I wouldn't be against that. I just don't think they're going to really go for that. I think the main place you can improve right now is shooting guard. Shooting guard is not doing too hot as a position, which is unfortunate. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we also need to take into consideration that the trade deadline is on Thursday, and the only person who might be back by Thursday is Jamal. He's questionable to play tomorrow against the Blazers. He might play on Wednesday against the Jazz. We'll see.
I think he'll play Wednesday.
Yeah. But he'll be the only one who's back. So I don't even think you can trade injured players, can you?
You can if the team's okay with it.
Okay.
Maybe a physical, but I usually no. It just kind of depends on then no one's usually going to trade for a guy who's injured in the way that, not really MPJ because this is just an ankle injury, but in the way that
Plumlee.
Plumlee
I was thinking mainly Plumlee.
Millsap are injured, they wouldn't trade for those guys. They'd be no.
I think, it would be interesting to see how this goes. I think the injuries might have derailed possibilities of making a trade, but you never know.
We're still aggressive, and Tim Conley, TC, he's always going to go for it, dude. TC's the guy.
He's probably gonna try. He's gonna try and trade for a superstar. I'm sure.
He's always gonna go for something to try to elevate us. So we'll definitely hear, after the trade deadline of all the possibilities of trades we were involved in and just didn't go through. But my expectation for this trade line is it's going to be pretty silent, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be that crazy of a trade deadline as last year's was. Last year's was insane. Everyone got fucking moved. This year, I think it's going to be pretty quiet. The most thing you're going to see is average player moved here or there, and then some salary cap decisions to just try to open some salary cap up for teams for Giannis in the future and so on.
What about trading for Julius Randle?
I would love to do that, but they won't do that.
He's available.
I doubt they would give him to us.
Yeah, they're talking to the Hornets right now.
But then again, I'm okay. The report came out that with the way Jeremy's playing, we're going to sign Jeremy for power forward of the future.
Yeah.
So we don't really need Julius
We don't really
Randle.
need Julius Randle.
I'm okay with Jeremy Grant being our power forward of the future.
Yeah, I think he's kind of earned that future starting position, which is cool. It's cool to see that he is building on.
Yeah, he's set for that now. I think he's been the best player we had once these injuries happened. To see him flourish as well as he did, and I think he can get a lot better. And he's gotten a lot better throughout all these games. And we'll start talking about the games now. So the first one we played, big old dud. This is going to be a rant on the first one and a rant on the last one. But big old dud on the first one against the Grizzlies. No one came to play.
Yeah. It was bad. They played really bad in this game.
It was a shit show.
You can kind of tell they were going to lose from the beginning of the game.
They just came out soft. I don't know if they were just looking ahead to the Jazz game, but this is not a game you should have lost in any way at all. JV kicked Jokic's ass, sure. Centers always beat Jokic. They're always going to score a ton of points. But the way that what's the fucker's name on that team?
Dylan Brooks.
Yes, how the fuck did he pop off for 24 points?
He's a nugget killer.
Yes, but still, that's insane.
Yeah,
also,
it's too much.
I promise you, if you watch that game, I think some people will agree with me on this. He missed shots intentionally to stay at 24 for Kobe. Because he wears 24, I'm assuming, for Kobe. And I swear he missed a lot of free throws at the end of that game that almost cost him the game a little bit. For Kobe.
It's definitely possible.
But MVP in this game's Jokic.
Yeah.
He's the only one who actually played well.
Yeah, Jeremy played well.
Jeremy did play well. I'll give him that. But, I blame this game mainly on Malone. His lineups were terrible.
Yeah.
Atrocious, even, I would say. The fact that we even played Juancho 17 minutes in this fucking game pissed me off so much, especially because until the Milwaukee game, he didn't hit a 3 since fucking December, beginning of December. He's 1 of 23 or something on threes before this game. There's no reason you should play him. I get it. No one else on the bench played really well, so you were trying something, and we're injured, but Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. Malone has too long of leashes for guys who's been on his team for a couple of years, which is kind of frustrating. But it is what it is. We have to accept that's who Malone is. Yeah.
But main thing of this, they didn't come out, they didn't try. Malone did terrible lineups. Our defense was piss poor. We couldn't guard anyone. We've been especially bad at guarding on the 3-point line as of late, which we'll get into. But it was a terrible game. MPJ didn't even play well. No one really did. Barton was the most disappointing, I think, in that game because he was 3 of 10, 1 of 6. But, that's Barton. Sometimes he'll be good for 3 straight games. One game he'll have a dud.
Yeah.
Main thing for me is just the fact that we had 23 assists to their 32. They had a championship level of assist on us. Because, again, like I said, if you wanted to be a good team, you should always strive to hit 30 a game in team assists. Mm-hmm. And we fucked that up, and they hit that shit. So, and also they were 56% from the field. We were 37.
Yeah, they were shooting well. We were playing bad defense, and we were playing lethargic on offense a lot of the time. So
it was a bullshit game. I was fucking pissed. But we moved on to the next game, which was the biggest game of our year. At least I thought until it was the next biggest game of our year. But we played the Jazz. We won 106-100. Just want to start off by saying, fuck you, Rudy Gobert, for pretending to flop like Jokic, because he scored buckets on your ass at the end of that game. So fucking take it.
He really did. Gobert played really well, but Jokic outplayed him by a lot.
Especially at the end. Jokic is clutch as fuck. Jokic fucking went out and won this game. At the end, he just kind of popped off. But there was plenty of good players in this game. So who would you give your MVP to? Would you give it to Jokic? Or
Yeah,
would you give it
28 and 10. That's exactly what you want from your superstar. So I'll give it to Jokic. But yeah, a lot of deserving guys.
Yeah, I think Jokic played really well. I'll give it to Will Barton because he played really well. He ran the offense pretty well. Jeremy got 15. Torrey Craig. Fucking 13. Actually, no. I'm taking my MVP away. I'm giving it to Torrey Craig.
Yeah, that's fair. Double-double.
Because he fucking shut down Donovan Mitchell.
And he shut down Donovan.
Donovan Mitchell was scoreless until the fourth quarter. He got 4 kind of concession buckets. Also, none of those buckets came on Torrey Craig. One of them came on Jeremy Grant, and the other one was at the free throw line.
Yep.
So Torrey Craig literally did not get scored on when he was guarding Donovan Mitchell. And that's supposed to be an all-star, people. And I don't think he is, and that this game proved it. This was the same night that he got announced to the all-star team.
Yep.
MPJ played really well in this game. Came up clutch, had a double-double again. Monte played pretty good in the point guard role. Vanderbilt played for 4 unnecessary minutes.
Yeah, that was weird.
I don't know why the fuck he even came in.
Yeah, Jordan Clarkson destroyed us.
He did. Jordan Clarkson almost popped off and beat us. He had like 24 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, 37 total.
Yeah, it was insane. But we withheld the stand because Jokic is clutch. Huge win. Down a lot of guys. I know it's at home, but still a huge win. It's the first time we play these guys. Still haven't lost in our division. What are your main takeaways of this? Are you still scared of the Jazz?
No, but yes. I'm not as scared as I was at the beginning of the year, but they're still playing really well. And I would say ask me next week after Wednesday.
Yes, we do play them again this week, which is insane. We're going to play them a lot towards the end because we got to play them 3 more times. 1 time this week and then 2 times after that. But I took a lot of positives from this game. One, mainly because we were on national TV. If you guys watched the halftime, which I assume some Nuggets fans did, you got to watch Chuck basically say we're not a real team because if Donovan Mitchell has 0 points, we shouldn't be down at the half, which is a true statement. But he also said we weren't going to win the game, which we did, and we kind of proved we were a real team. And there was another win that came up, again, that kind of proved we were a real team. And there was one that proved we maybe weren't. But we beat good teams. That's what this team does. And I think a positive that I took out of this is they made 17 of 37 threes. I don't think they're ever going to do that ever fucking again.
Yeah, they shot very well in this game.
There's no way they're going to make that many threes again in a game against us. Now, granted, who knows how many we would make. We only made 9 in this game, but that's an insane amount. I think if we clamp down on this terrible 3-point defense we have as of late.
Jordan Clarkson had like the game of his life.
Yeah.
Take away like 3 or 4 of his threes, then it's down a little bit.
Exactly. And we were without Jamal, Millsap, Plumlee. Was there anyone else missing from this one? Gary was back. No, Gary was gone for personal reasons.
Gary was out.
Because he had a son. Yeah. Congrats to Gary.
Congrats to Gary.
He had a son. Hopefully that helps him pop off like it helped Malik pop off last year. But Gary was gone for personal reasons. So we were down 4 players, 3 starters, and we still won. Yeah.
This was a really good win. I was so happy when we won this game. I was really nervous for this one.
Yeah. So this was, I'm going to say now, our second best win of the year.
Yep.
Because then we got our first best win of the year literally the next day. But one thing I will add to the Utah thing is they've now lost 4 in a row. So hopefully we can continue their losing streak by beating them on Wednesday, and hopefully they lose their games that they have coming up. I think they have one tonight.
They play Portland tomorrow.
Okay, they play Portland.
Oh, wait, no, we play Portland tomorrow. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong schedule.
They played Portland recently.
Yeah, no, they don't play until they play us.
Okay, so yeah, hopefully we continue that, put it to 5 straight. And then now we can talk about the best game I've ever watched this team play in my life. For this year. We beat the Bucks 127-115 after being down, I think 32-15 in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like it was. I for a second checked out. I'm going to be honest. I was still watching, but I wasn't watching. I was like, well, this is going to be a blowout. And then Juancho, of all people, came in and started popping off. Torrey Craig played really well.
Malik Beasley,
MPJ, everyone who played scored double figures. That's the first time that's ever happened for the Nuggets in a very long time. 9 people played, 9 people scored double figures. MVP Will Barton, for sure. Unless you want to give it to someone else, but I think it was Will Barton.
No, Will Barton.
6 of 9 from 3, 9 of 16, 24 points, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Probably best game I've seen Will Barton play ever.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones I've seen him play.
Giannis still fucked us, but that's going to happen. Chris Middleton fucked us, and that's going to happen. And Bledsoe fucked us, and that's going to happen. But you know what didn't happen? No one else on that team fucked us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the game plan to beat the Bucks. Make sure no one else fucks you.
I missed the beginning of that game, but you might have seen it. Did you know that they started Thanasis on Antetokounmpo?
Mm-hmm.
And then he played 5 minutes.
Yeah, that was weird. I didn't get why they did that, but they just did it. Didn't make any sense. But that team, I'm just happy with how we played. We shut them down defensively after, getting outscored. We let them have 40-plus points in the first quarter.
Yeah.
From that point on, we didn't really let them score, and we popped off offensively. Everyone started hitting threes. Malik Beasley just came in and hit any three he fucking took. I know he was 5 for 10, so he didn't hit every three, but it literally looked like the bucket was like, I don't know, like an ocean for him.
Yeah, he was feeling it on this game. When he's feeling it, that's a really good sign for his play style, obviously. So,
and then another shout out, Jeremy Grant came up and had 7 fucking blocks in this game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jeremy Grant's a lot better defensively than we expected, and I think he's only going to get better the stronger and stronger he gets. I'm super excited for Jeremy Grant to take over Paul Millsap. I agree with you now. I think Paul Millsap's gone no matter what.
Yeah.
I don't think we're bringing him back. Unless he's really down with a huge pay cut and coming off the bench. Yeah, which he might be.
I'd say only if he's down for a pay cut or if he just pops off the rest of the season. And I mean pops off.
But who knows when he's coming back? No
exactly. Exactly. That means he has to play. So
it does. Unfortunately, in this game, MPJ did go out with an ankle injury.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't seem serious, but we're gonna be cautious with this kid. I don't expect him to be back till after the All-Star break.
I mean, he's definitely out tomorrow. So.
I really don't think we're gonna play him till after that because, as Phil said, Jamal's looking to coming back soon. So you just switch it over. Jamal now takes the minutes MPJ was getting, and we'll give it to other people as we go on. As Malone says, next man up. PJ played really well too. He's been playing well. He might get called down again, so he might go back to G League. But for the time being that he had in the NBA, kudos. You did really good.
Yeah, we're gonna need you in 2 years.
Yes. But yeah, really good game. Anything else you want to add to this?
No, that was just a really solid, satisfying win.
Best win of the year. Also 22 of 46 from 3. Amazing. And then they again are first in every single category, and we kicked their ass in every single category. Yep. So just take that as also. And then we had to have a fucking pooper against the goddamn Pistons a couple days after.
Yeah.
Went to overtime. 128, 123. We blew a huge lead.
Yeah, we scored 44 in the first quarter and then got outscored in every quarter.
Every quarter after that, and we were pretty booty. It really made me upset.
Jokic was phenomenal, and Barton was pretty good, and everyone else was meh.
Yeah.
Monte was good too.
Monte was good. Jeremy was fine.
It just was a weird game. Gary Harris struggled a lot.
Gary Harris struggled a lot, and this is why a lot of people are against Gary Harris right now. I'll still be with him for at least another year. But this is why he's probably on the trade block now for Jrue Holiday, because he played 31 minutes and he only had 3 points.
Yeah.
And he wasn't even supposed to play 31 minutes. Malone did that for no reason. He's supposed to be on a minute restriction. They asked Malone. He was like, oh, he wasn't supposed to, but I asked him if he was okay, and I just let him play. I'm like, why would listen to the doctors? What are you doing?
Yeah.
But Andre Drummond kicked our ass. Thon Maker kicked our ass. The final possession was piss poor. I think it was Reggie Jackson or whoever had the ball came off of the beating. I think it was Monte, and then Jokic came over to help. Just immediately alley-oop to Thon Maker. Game was over. It was just really bad. At least I give them credit for getting the game to overtime after blowing it so hard, but this was a terrible game.
Yeah, it was not good. They really choked this away. They should have won this game probably by 20, and they let Drummond and Thon Maker kind of take over the game. It was just bad.
But at least Jokic almost had a 40-point triple-double. He had a 39-point triple-double, so that's good. But yeah, it was bad. You just throw it away. You know what? I don't even know how to take this week, to be honest. Are you happy about this week, or are you upset about this week?
I would have been happy if we went 3-1. But I'll take it because we beat the good teams. But you guys, we got to figure out the bad team thing. So thankfully, I think the Nuggets kind of always get up for the Blazers. So I think they'll play well tomorrow, and thankfully, we don't play many bad teams this week, I don't think. So
we're gonna need Gary for that one. As much as people are against Gary right now, we're gonna need him to guard either CJ or Dame, and Torrey to guard the other one.
Yeah.
So we're gonna need him tomorrow for sure. I'm very conflicted about this week. It was the 2 best wins of the season, but also 2 of the worst losses of the year. Definitely not the worst ones, but top 10 probably for the worst losses this year. I don't know. I think it was okay. I'm happy we beat the Bucks. We're the best team in the league against above 500 teams. We literally have the best win percentage against above 500 teams, but we're one of the worst against sub 500 to below 500, which makes no sense. We also have our best road record as of right now to start franchise history, which is kind of sad because I think it's 15-10 now. It's not even that good. But I mean, at least that's a good sign there. And then, we got some home games here, there, and got tough teams coming up. But I think overall, I give it a B- for this week.
Yeah, that's fair.
And now we'll talk about the games we got coming up. We got Portland tomorrow.
Yep.
It's at home.
Yep.
Damian, like we said earlier, popping off. That team's doing a lot better ever since they traded for Trevor Ariza. He's helped change that culture there defensively for sure. I think we're still going to win, though, because I assume we're going to at least shut down Damian enough. And I'm more worried about CJ than anything else. But I think we win a nail-biter again.
Yeah, it's going to be close. But, yeah, I say we win that one, too.
And then we play the Jazz the next day in Utah.
Mm-hmm.
Jamal should be back for that one.
Yep.
I'm going to say win. Jokic game winner. Calling it again.
I'm going to say lose because I can't tell you the last time we won in Utah.
Probably post Carmelo, Ty Lawson era.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's probably the last time we did. So,
but hey, you know what? You break things, man. You got to fucking beat them.
That would be one of the best wins of the season for me. Did
we not win there last year?
No.
Well, I still think Jokic game winner. I'm going with it. Let's do it. I say win, you say loss.
Yeah.
And then last game of the week is against the Suns.
Yeah, at Phoenix.
I'm gonna say lose.
I'm gonna say win, but I would not be surprised if we lose.
I feel like we're gonna lose that fucking game because
I would still, again, I think every week, I prefer to beat the Blazers and the Jazz and lose to the Suns than any other alternative if we have to take a loss.
Well, we always fucking struggle with the Suns.
Yeah.
Every single game with them has been a nail biter that we've won so far, but with how we do against sub 500 teams, and now that they're officially a sub 500 team, I actually think they got worse with DeAndre Ayton, which is funny. But I really think that we're not going to win that one because we're just not going to show up for it. So
yeah, I'm going to say win, but I could totally see a lose.
So I'm going 2-1. You're going 2-1.
Yeah,
different games.
Yeah,
but hopefully we do, man. I don't fucking know.
I would love to go 3-0 for once.
We've done it before recently, but it's been a while for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Thursday will definitely be fun. Next week we'll definitely talk about all the trades that happen. Hopefully some cool shit happens that doesn't, screw us over, but cool shit happens, I hope, for the trades. And then hopefully, we go 3-0. If not, please to God, let's go 2-1.
Yep. Nothing worse.
Anything other than that, well, you're going to get another rant-filled episode from us too. So, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast. Please make sure to leave a like, leave a comment for your thoughts for the trades. Should Gary get traded for Jrue Holiday? Is there anyone else you want us to go after? And then your thoughts on this week and next week, and then make sure to tell a friend. And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Go Nuggets.